Hello and welcome to stage 2 of my variable enchanting room project. Probably have to come up with a better name for it than that. So, if you saw the first part, you know that we built this multi-button selector array. So whichever one of these buttons we press, it gets selected. That torch lights up. There's also a torch under the ground there that lights up, and all the others turn off. So, first thing we're going to do is work out how we're going to tap off this. So, I've hollowed out underneath this. I just dug down 4, and then I put down a nice wall floor, just so the redstone shows up nicely. Got access to it from the back for now. Don't think I can reach the buttons from down here, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so the way this is going to work is this first button is actually going to be off. So basically all the bookcases will be withdrawn. So I don't actually want to tap anything from that to go anywhere else. Then as you go up the scale, progressively more and more of the pistons over there, which are controlling the bookcases, will be activated. Now half the pistons are on the ground, pushing the bookcases up. The other half are on the ceiling, heading down. So I'm just going to head for bed because the night is falling. So the way I want this is that the bookcases on the ground will be the first to pop up as we increase the power, and then the bookcases on the ceiling will be sort of like the second stage. So if just this button is pressed, it should be some bookcases on the ground. Then that will add some ceiling ones. So ground, ceiling, ground, ceiling, ground, ceiling. Now the way I'm going to get the signal to the ceiling is I'm going to run the output behind this up and then across the ceiling. And for the ones that are controlling the ground ones, the signal is going to be tapped in that direction. So that one needs to tap in a backwards direction. So the best way to get the output on that backwards that I've worked out is I put a block there with some redstone on it. So I'll just demonstrate that by pressing the button. So as you can see, when that torch lights, that redstone there lights up. So then I can run my output in a nice backwards direction, like so. And I can do that every other one. So let me just fill that in and then get rid of every other one. I said I didn't want to tap that one at all, so we'll get rid of that too, because that leftmost one is the off button. And then we'll just drop these down. And if you notice, the other advantage of splitting the outputs forwards and backwards like this is I don't have to worry too much about these ones back here interfering, because they're separated. It's going to get slightly more complex in a moment, but for now we'll do that. So, how to tap the signals forwards. Now this is slightly easier. I just need a block. Where does this block go? There, I think. Or is that too close? Well, it's not. I think the block goes there. So let's bring that back like so. You can see there's a nice gap there under the floor. So we're just bringing this over. Get rid of these ones in between because they aren't needed. And let's climb up the top. So we can add our wiring. Just do those two for now. And if I hit a button, oh, sorry, wrong one. If I hit that button, you can see it picks up the wiring. And you can see that they don't interfere with each other. So what's happening here is simply, oops, that torch is putting power to that sort of airspace there, which is where that wire is. So it goes off in that direction. And obviously I can extend these off in that direction, and they'll come out nicely underneath where the thing is. But that isn't good enough for me, because as I said, I want this to be like a variable scale. I mean, as it is, just one of these lines lights up when one of those buttons hits. And what I want, if I climb up top to try and explain this, is if you say have hit this button here, so that has lit up, I want all the outputs to the left of it to also be activated. So when you press that button, you will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the piston lines activated. If you press that one, you'd end up with those 3. And if you hit this one, then all the lines need to activate. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to tap the output from this button and channel it round to activate this line. Note this indicator light will not light up because I'm not actually activating this bit of the circuit, I'm just activating its output line. Then I need to wire it so this output bends back and activates that line, and so forth down the chain. So whichever one you press, all the places to the left of it as I'm looking at the buttons will also light up. And obviously it needs to do all that without interfering, cross-connecting, etc. So let's make it so we've got a way backwards and forwards. So this is going to be easier if I actually activate that first line, because that way we can follow the circuitry around as we go. So the output from there is on top of there, so I need to get power to there. And the easiest way I know to do that is if I put a block there with a torch. Now that torch is on currently, so I actually want that to be off by default. So if I drop another one there, and we get a torch in. So this torch is lit, so it's turned that off, so we don't have power to that output line. But if I run the power from here into that block, that will turn off that torch, which will turn on that torch, which means that line will suddenly become powered. And the easiest way to get the power into there without interfering is we put a repeater in facing it. Then we can tap down from there. As you can see, we've cross-connected there, but we stop that by putting blocks there, and that cuts the wire. Oh, hang on. Sorry about this. Obviously, I can't cut that wire there, so maybe I don't need that. What I need to do is replace this bit of wire on this circuit with a repeater heading out that way. See, and now we've cross-connected down into that wire. We haven't activated this line. I mean, all these repeaters are going to add a slight delay to the circuit, but I don't mind about that. I actually think it's going to look pretty cool because all the pistons are going to sort of activate and move up and down at different speeds, and it'll be nice and steampunky. So now, as you can see, when that one is active, so does that one. If I do that, then just that one activates. So, perfect. So now we just need to do this, but in the other direction. So we need to tap this one's output and send it into here. And how do we do that? Sorry, I've got a little diagram here. This one's relatively simple. We don't have to mess around with the torches and stuff. We can just put some redstone there. Ooh. Hang on. There's a bit of a cross connect there, isn't there? That's because that torch is active at the moment. Okay, that's going to be an issue when that one gets pressed, because that would also go that way. So let's put a repeater there, which should send power into that block, which I'm pretty certain will... Oops. Let me just test this a second. Throw a torch down. Yep, so if I get power into that wire, it goes into there and just goes up and over and across. And comes out, so I just need to tap power down from that line, which is getting a bit crowded in here. Let's see if I can do this from above. Oh, it's night time. Time for another quick trip to the bed. So I should just be able to go wire, wire, and there you go. So that's now connected this output down that way and channel that way. So you can see, as you go, you just need to make sure that you don't cross any of the wires. Now I'm going to show the next two, because you've got to sort of vary the pattern slightly as you go down the row. Otherwise you start cross connecting on things. So first we need to set up the torches, which are going to feed under that thing. So now that's why we had to put that repeater there, because even though that one lighting that was fine, we didn't want that one to light the wire there. So we do that, and now there's another block there with a repeater. So we need to get power into there. So the easiest thing is going to be put a repeater there and drop our wire down, and that's as simple, and that's all we have to do for this one. Oh, hang on, I'm tapping the wrong way. I need to tap from there, which means now, because we're tapping from that way, so that one goes that way, which means this one is going to have to tap down. But I can put a block there, which, no, that cuts it. This is where you start to just have to sort of play with it and work it out. If I put that wire there, okay, I can cut that wire there, and this one I can replace with the repeater heading that way. Yep, that works. So now we should have power in that line there. means we're just dropping down. Right, got to make sure that that doesn't cross-connect there. So I'll drop the power down a bit closer on this one, which is going to... I'll worry if I make that a repeater going... Oops, wrong way. Going that way. That'll solve... Oops, did not want that down there. Needs to come up a level. Oh, hang on, do we have a cross connect there? Yes, we do. What's going... Okay, this one's going a bit wrong. But that's okay. Ah, you're meant to be a repeater. Is that now done? That's now done. So that's now cross-connected down into that one and is powering off that way. It won't interfere with this one because of that repeater. I mean, if I wanted to make all the circuits with the same timing, I could add a repeater there as well and so on. But it's not needed, so I'm not going to bother. So now we've got the power heading off that way. We just need to tap around the side again. We can find a way down. So this is the one where we tap a torch under there, torch under there, and we run power into there with a repeater. And we can just do that and replace this one with a repeater heading that way to stop the cross connect. So that's now that one done. And we just have a single turning left. Which is where we come down off this one onto there and a repeater into there. And we're not tapping. Oh yeah, and this is the lowest one. Yeah, so I've got one more turning to do. One more turn to do. You need to power off that one. So torch, block, torch, repeater. Although I don't even. Do I need that repeater? I think I can just. No, I probably do need that repeater simply because of the way circuitry works. If I do that, cut the connection there. So what I'm doing there is making sure this wire runs into that block. For the sake of consistency, I might put a repeater in there anyway, actually. So, sorry, I'm working this out as I go. And then I just drop the wire down there. Right, looking for cross circuits. I don't see any. So now we test this. We can see all the output lines, so this should be off. And as you can see, all the circuit lines are dead all the way. This should just be this one. That should be the one back there and that one. So you can see, as you press it, that one lights up, and then the power slowly works its way back through the circuit. As long as none of the ones to that side light up and all those ones light up, then I know I've done it right. Perfect. And maximum power. There we go. So now I just have to keep tapping this power towards there. well, not tapping the power, keep the power lines running. Oh, I've just noticed that this one, I need to actually get the power there without it interfering. So I do that by, I need one more repeater. I need a repeater there and there, I think. Because if I just put redstone there, it's going to cross wire, and I don't want that. So, I need 2 more repeaters, and then I'm done. So let's just throw those on quickly. I think I've got everything I need to make more repeaters. I don't have enough torches right now. So, sticks, redstone, make some more torches. Less haste, more speed. So I'm just going to make those 2 for now. Which needed to go there. So that will allow me to carry on bringing the power in that direction, which I can demonstrate to you. Let's just dig this out quickly. So now, as you can see, I've got completely separate power lines. They've got a nice 1 gap between them, so I can channel them wherever I want without worry of extra interference. And obviously the back is the same. Nice separate power lines. So there you go. That's how you wire up the sliding scale power portion of my variable enchanting room. As you can see, it's quite versatile, because you can go, 50% power, or sort of in the middle anyway, because we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 power lines lit up. And if you do that one, you get 100%, because all 8 are lit up. So we've got 8 on settings and an off setting. So I'll see you next time when it comes to actually wiring up the pistons. Bye-bye.